All right, guys. Hey, welcome back and happy Saturday. All right. So we have a lot to talk about, especially when it comes to Karen Huger and her prison update. Real Housewives of Potomac are new potential, well, newbies. And Katie Rost has entered the conversation when it comes to Karen Huger. I might have an unpopular opinion here. You guys might not agree with me. I'm just going to share my thoughts. And if you don't agree with me, then let me know in the comments. That is fine. We don't have to agree on everything. I just ask that we keep it respectful. But yeah, smash the like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed and let's jump right in. Okay, guys, we know Katie Rost from the Real Housewives of Potomac, and she's had a lot of ups and downs. Like the girl has been through it. But she is now chiming into the conversation of Karen Huger serving her prison sentence. And in my opinion, like I was looking at this and I was looking at what she was saying, and she said, I guess pretty much, I'm writing a strongly worded letter, and I believe President Trump doesn't give a F about legal rules or legal laws. He could absolutely get Karen out early if he wanted to. Um, I just, I'm going to say this. The woman got 4 DUIs. 4. Okay? This is not like oh, well, you're being accused of something and, it can't be proven and you deserve a presidential pardon or, and I'm not even talking about the Grizzlies. That's totally to the side. But I think in this situation, you got 4 DUIs. The police cam footage came out. You've crashed cars. You've put yourself in danger. You've put other people on the road in danger. And you've gotten away with this 3 other times. And now finally, the 4th time, you end up having to serve some jail time. I'm surprised that she wasn't in jail before, you know? I don't think that this is I agree with some of the comments. Like, I don't think that prison is a place to rehabilitate somebody. But also, a lot of people, most people, after 2 DUIs would be serving jail time. Sometimes even after 1 DUI would be serving jail time. 3 DUIs, you're definitely serving jail time. 4, give me a break. I don't want Karen Huger to be sitting in a prison cell. No, absolutely not. We love the Grand Dame. But at the end of the day, you did this. You put yourself in this situation. There's footage. It shows you. You're clearly inebriated. You thought you were above the law. There's not a question of what happened here. It's very just straightforward. So no, I don't agree with Katie Rost because people are asking me, "Do you?" I'm like, "No, I don't agree with that." But moving on to the Real Housewives of Potomac, that is, well, now filming without Karen Huger. And am I shocked? No. But we potentially have newbies, Tia Glover and also Angel Massie. Tia is a successful realtor, rumored with ties to Nigerian royalty. And Angel is a journalist married to former NFL player Bobby Massie. And apparently they have joined the cast for season 10. But I guess Tia Glover is already clashing with Stacey, who is returning to the show. And apparently there is like a whole cast-wide pile-on this season. I'm curious to see what that looks like. I don't know. But at the end of the day, Potomac has fallen off for me a little bit. I didn't enjoy last season. And that's not just Potomac. Like, I didn't enjoy New York. I haven't enjoyed a few seasons of The Real Housewives of Orange County. I didn't enjoy Dallas. Like, I think Miami's great. I think Atlanta's great. I think Salt Lake City's great. Beverly Hills. There are shows, New Jersey, that I think absolutely thrive right now. Well, Jersey's on pause, but you guys know what I mean. But for Potomac, they lost me. I don't know what happened along the way. It's just you couldn't keep. I'm like squirrel. I'm like ADHD. Like it's if I'm sitting there and I'm watching the TV show and I'm on my phone like this, that's when I know you lost my ass. And that's, that's not a good sign. But Ashley Darby also came out with a few things that she wanted to talk about. On Watch What Happens Live, she made a suggestive comment about Michael Darby, talking about how he is packing with his. And first of all, look at this man. Ashley Darby, you are stunning. We do not want to know what is hanging out inside, no pun intended, inside of Michael Darby's pants. I think that gives us all the ick. Like, I think we're grossed out with that. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to know about it. We don't care. And quite frankly, it makes me want to vomit in my mouth. I don't think that there's one person who would, the fact that he pulled somebody like Ashley Darby, I don't think that there's one person who's going to be watching this video who's going to disagree with me and be like, Michael Darby is hot. Like, that is a man. That is a catch. No. But moving on, I can't sit here and talk about Michael Darby's little thing because that does nothing for me. But Ashley did address criticism because she ended up covering Killing Me Softly. And she said, listen, I got a lot of shit for this, but technically, the performance issues were due to technical difficulties within the studio. Again, I love you, Ashley Darby. Put down the mic. If we're talking about people who can really deliver with vocals, not slamming Ashley, Candace Diller Bassett kills it with her vocals. The girl can perform. She can sing. She's great. I think singing is an art. In my house, we have a rule. Like, if I start singing in the shower, Jason's like, no. And I'm like, oh, sorry. Because sometimes I'll go in there and I'll start singing. I don't know. It could be Mariah Carey. It could be Justin Bieber. It could be Whitney Houston. I'll try everything. And no, I'm not a good singer. But I think that's half the battle, is recognizing that that is not my forte. And now, Ashley, we kind of need you to recognize that that's not your forte either. Just like drinking and driving is not Karen's forte. That is okay. Now, when it comes to her Love Hotel experience, she did discuss a little bit of her time on Love Hotel. And she said, there was an emotional connection with one of the participants, Whale, and, that Michael Darby was not a fan of her involvement in the show. It doesn't matter if Michael Darby is a fan of your involvement in the show. You probably were not a fan of him getting caught in his underwear in a hotel. Ashley Darby doesn't owe Michael Darby anything at this point, if you ask me. Yes, I know that you guys have openly communicated that you have invited other people into the bedroom, but when you start getting caught with your pants down and people are like eyeing you sideways and whatever, and sending you things from hotels and sending you things about potential infidelity, when you start making those moves in a relationship, you lose the argument in that relationship. So when you're trying to effectively communicate your position, saying, I don't think that the mother of my children should be on a dating show. It's like, yes, you can think that, but she's still just trying to grab the bag. She's now trying to support her and her kids as a single mother, and she can do whatever she wants to do. So no, Michael Darby, I don't think that you have a say in anything. But I mean, aside from the children, of course. I want to hear what you guys think, especially what Katie Rost had to say about Karen Huger getting pardoned and put out of jail. And I want to know if you guys think that her punishment was too harsh. Pop off in the comment section, smash that like button, show some love, and we'll see you next time. Love you guys. Bye.